Yeah, yeah, yeah. Hey, hey, Nelson, talk, Nelson. Princess, they gang. Magic's bets in the cut, got the game on lock. Flipping dimes, calling shots, every move non-stop. 615, parlay slayer, player odds like dice. In the trap house, betting lines, making racks feel nice. Pushing the line, we don't fold, don't shy. Cashing tickets, counting green to the sky. On the podcast, we ball, roll the spread. Money talk, never walk, bets ahead. Parlay slayer stacking chips like you bricks. Not just calling plays, mixing schemes so slick. Numbers on the board, all these digits don't lie. In this trap house sports, best we fly. Pushing the line, we don't fold, don't shy. Cashing tickets, counting green to the sky. On the podcast we ball, roll the spread. Money talk, never walk, bets ahead. Got your bankroll rising like the early morning sun. From parlays to straight plays, we stun. Twisted stats, breaking news, all for the gain. In this world of odds, we reign. Lines moving swift like the rain in the night. Heavy hitters in this game got the insight. Magic's with the 10, 615 with the hit. Podcast worldwide, see us never miss.
What up? What up? What up?
You, we in this thing.
Man,
I think we need to start the show off with some news, don't
run it.
we? We got a new head coach in college football. We got a Bill Belichick in college football sighting today.
And we already got a hater in the chat.
Yeah, he nervous about Sunday, but go ahead.
Hey, Abraham, I see you said, all I'm going to say is I hope Vols get bounced. And I'll tell you, I'm a Vols fan through and through. It's going to be a tough game for us.
You know who Abe's team is?
Must be Ohio State.
Oh, no.
No, he must be an Alabama fan. Might be sour about his team not being there.
There you go. Now you got it.
Sour. Man, I had I made a post on Facebook, and a couple of my friends that are Alabama fans, they
Mhm.
reached out and they didn't like it too much.
That they didn't make it?
The acronym, I made up an acronym for Bama.
Oh.
Bama playoffs. Barely avoided making another playoff. And needless to say, they didn't like it.
I mean, it's fine. Let me ask you this, but first of all, welcome to the show. Before anything, we're doing a college football playoff bracket. We just going. It's a preview, the good, the bad, the ugly. Any questions that you got, we'll address them. Any opinions that you got, if we can, we'll get to them. We're just gonna run down. We're just gonna give you a preview, man. This is a big thing in college football. It's the first ever playoff 12-team bracket, and we're just gonna give y'all our views on it. Before we get started, do you have a problem with any of the 12 teams that made it, or somebody who didn't make it?
I honestly don't have a problem with anybody who made it, but there are several teams who have a case but not making it.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, don't get me wrong. Alabama lost 3, and according to the way the bracket is set up right now, they should be out. But at the same time, if you look at their strength of schedule and their strength of conference, you still have a case for them to be in over a team like maybe Arizona State.
Yeah. If Arizona State don't win their conference championship, they're not in.
Absolutely. You got Army. They're 12-1. They're nowhere even near being in the playoffs.
I think they should have got a shot. And if I ain't mistaken, I think they won their conference championship. Now, the fact that they play Navy after this is done, I don't know if that hurts them or not. They had a special season this year. and I think they should have at least got some form of consideration. But you never even heard their name mentioned. And the only thing they did, they lost to one team, and the one team they lost to was in the college football playoff, and that's Notre Dame.
Yeah. Now, what really hurt Alabama is that loss to Oklahoma.
Yeah, that killed them.
Yeah.
The thing that hurt Alabama that people don't understand is not that they lost 3 games, it's how they lost 2 of those 3 games. Vanderbilt dominated Alabama until they made that late.
Man,
They dominated Alabama. Oklahoma dominated Alabama from quarter 1 to the end of the game. They didn't look good. And the fact that you didn't get a chance to redeem yourself in the SEC championship game, I don't feel like that you should. I don't feel like that you should have went. Now, if Clemson would have continued to blow out SMU in that ACC championship,
mm,
then maybe that would have helped you. But SMU, they played well.
and
They
fought
deserve to
back.
be
Yeah, early on in that game, they didn't look like they deserved to be there.
there. Yeah. So I really don't have a problem with it. Um, I have a problem with the seedings. I do have a problem with that. I don't think if you win your conference championship, you should get an automatic bye. I don't think Arizona State deserves a bye.
They do not.
I don't.
That was a gift horse in the mouth because any of those teams that are even Indiana would have an opportunity to possibly beat Arizona State if it was a first round game.
Out of all those teams on there, I feel like Arizona State, although they are playing well and they are hot, I feel like they may be the worst team in here right
Mm-mm,
now.
mm-mm.
Who do you think?
Indiana strength of schedule.
Indiana has a 67th strength of schedule, but I think if they played Arizona State, I honestly think they would beat them.
Now, if you have a healthy Arizona State versus Indiana, you got to stop the run. If you can't stop the run, and they got the pass going with what's his name, Jalen Tyson, and wide
Mhm.
receiver, I mean, it'll be hard to stop their offense. Don't get me wrong; they're a good team.
Scatterboo came out, the Arizona State running back, and said he was the best running back in the country. I think it's a guy from Boise State that may have a problem with that.
I
I
got a
love you,
problem with it.
Scatterboo. I mean, you're a good running back. You're a hell of a running back, but no,
He was one of my favorite running backs to watch this year, but he is not better than Genty.
no.
He's not better than Singleton, who's the running back for Penn State. I don't think
Yeah,
he's better than Dylan Sampson, who's the running back for Tennessee.
I like him. Um, yeah, I see a comment over there, Abe, about the seating. If I had to change anything about the playoffs, if you've spoken to me, you know how I feel about it. I feel like they should either go up to 16 or 32 teams. I feel like they should have some form of how college basketball does the preseason or the early Maui Invitational, the preseason NIT, whatever they used to call it, the Battle of Atlantis. The top teams from the previous year, they play in a tournament style, uh, in a tournament. It is a tournament. For nothing less other than bragging rights. It doesn't guarantee you anything. It's just at the end of the season, we don't have all these questions. I think that's something that college football should really look into. Um, you got a Georgia team sitting there. Georgia got 2 losses or 3. Two.
Too.
Georgia got 2 losses, and for most people, because of their strength of schedule and the gauntlet that they had to go through to get here, being the SEC champs, they are the number 2 seed, but most people are picking them to win this thing. It's either them or Oregon. I haven't seen people picking many other teams to win. Now I was watching college playoff game day, whatever it was. Sam Acho somehow picked Clemson to run the table and win the championship.
So a lot of people are saying Oregon's the worst number one they've ever seen.
I don't think Oregon is that bad.
They
I
they
just
aren't
want
that
to.
bad. No.
Now I will say this: whoever they get between Tennessee and Ohio State, they're gonna have a game on their hand. It's not gonna be
Hmm.
an easy game. I will say that because both of those teams, the defensive line that they have, they're gonna come out to Dylan Gabriel.
Well, the bye week is gonna be the easiest week they got, and they
Oh
better
yeah,
be ready because they're
yeah,
gonna
they
get
better get
knocked in
ready
the
for
mouth.
sure. Yeah, they're gonna have to play some grown man football.
So we will do another college football show after the first round, which at that time we can go over Oregon, we can go over Georgia, we can go over Boise State and Arizona State, whoever they match up with. But for
Mhm.
now, let's focus on these first round matchups.
Let's do it.
We got Texas versus Clemson.
I think this is a bad matchup for Texas.
It could be. I mean, I honestly, when Clemson was playing SMU, my original bet was SMU by whatever the spread was, and then the longer I thought about it,
Hmm.
I was like, Dabo gonna have them boys ready. Dabo has been there.
Yeah,
That
and,
that
and I think that's the thing. I love Coach Sarkisian for Texas. I do. Um, the thing about Texas, they haven't really looked dominant since that game against Florida, where I think they won 49-21. They've been kind of up and down. Quinn Ewers, he's had some injuries up and down. And we talk about Indiana's strength of schedule. Somehow Texas skirted through the SEC, and their strength of schedule wasn't so high. Uh, this game, it is in Austin. It is at Darrell K. Royal. It'll be on TNT, I believe. That is next Saturday, not this Saturday coming up. Next Saturday.
yep.
Um, Dabo gonna have his team ready. They hot right now. Klubnik is playing better. Um, I want to see how Texas comes out. I really do, because they came out against Georgia. They looked good, but they couldn't score. So I want to see how they come out in this game. If Clemson gets up 10, 14 to nothing, I want to see what kind of adjustments they make. But if you had the gun to my head right now, I think I would take Clemson to win this.
And you've got two teams that are meeting each other for the first time. Two teams that's been around for a long time meeting for
Mhm.
the first time.
Yeah, and I mean, at the end of the day, if you want the stats and the analysis, you already know Texas finished 11-1. They only lost to Georgia. They finished 11-2. Both losses to Georgia. Excuse me. Do you think this team looks better with Quinn at quarterback or Arch Manning at quarterback?
Well, I am to the point where I feel like it doesn't matter who they have a quarterback, they're pretty much the same team.
Yeah. I think
So
if
either
Quinn
way.
struggles in this game and they get down early, you may see Arch.
Nah, they gonna run with Quinn.
If they get down 14-0, and it's because of him, like let's say he start
Oh,
out.
okay. If it's two turnovers, then
Yeah,
yes.
yeah. That's what I'm saying. My bad.
I knew what you were saying, but I was sticking to my guns.
And to not be overlooked on Clemson. Clemson has a good defensive line.
They always do.
Yeah.
If you look at the NFL right now, they've got several defensive linemen that are in the NFL.
Oh yeah.
They
Clellan
they produce
Farrell, Christian Wilkins. Oh yeah, they done had some killers in Clemson now on that line.
um Bryce Breesy.
Hmm. Is he at the Rams?
I don't remember. I think so. Don't quote me. Don't quote me.
Nah, I ain't gonna quote you, but yeah, I know. I got you. No, he may be in New Orleans.
He is New Orleans. That's it.
Yeah. Okay,
Yep.
I got you.
Yep. Yep. And honestly, man, that Texas versus Georgia SEC championship game was a good fucking game.
It was a good game. Very good game. And it could have took a turn for the worse right before halftime when Carson Beck hurt his arm. It's gonna be interesting to see if he'll be ready for that game against Notre Dame.
He had to come in at the end, and all he had to do was hand off with his good hand.
I'm not giving Indiana no chance to beat Notre Dame. I'm, I'm not gonna lie to you. I can see every team All those first 4 games, I can see any team winning, but I just don't see a path for Indiana to beat Notre Dame. I don't see it.
Nah, it ain't gonna happen. Um, at the time of us taking notes, Texas was favored by 10.5 points. It's
That's a
gonna be
lot.
close. It's gonna be closer than that, man.
That is a lot.
The over and under was 51.5. Yeah, I can see that happening.
Yeah, but that would be what would that be with them winning by 10? Like
26.
31-21?
Yeah, yeah, something like that.
I don't know
It
about
ain't.
that.
It ain't gonna happen.
Yeah, I don't know about that one.
So on offense, of course, Texas. They're led by Quinn Ewers. If something happens to him,
Hmm.
um, got Arch Manning, great backup. Could be a starter on any of the other teams in college right now, but they stuck with Quinn. Rushing, they got Trey Wisner. He had 157 rushes for 812 yards. Decent running back, not a star in this offense. Jaden Blue, another decent offense. I mean, another decent running back, not a star. He'll eventually be a star.
Yeah.
Blue is all right. And then receiving, their tight end led the team with 48 receptions. You got Golden and Bond at the receivers. Bond came from Alabama. I'm pretty sure you guys know that.
Bet they
Um,
wish they had him.
boy, they you just throwing shots left and right. Uh, Clemson's offense, they're led by Clay Klubnik. Um, and his little storyline is interesting. He came and took over for DJ, who went to well, actually, he took DJ's job and sent DJ to Oregon State, and then Oregon State, he left Oregon State and went down to fucking Florida State.
And that is an absolute dumpster fire. He got benched. I
Deservingly
always tell
so.
people the story about CJ Stroud being on pivot, and DJ was a bigger prospect coming out of high school than CJ Stroud and Bryce Young. Go figure.
You know who was a bigger quarterback prospect than all of them?
Who was that?
Jawan Jennings.
Quarter, quarterback, not wide receiver.
He-
I didn't know
yeah,
he played. I didn't know he played quarterback in
he,
high
he
school.
he played quarterback at Blackman.
Okay, I didn't know
Yeah,
that.
and when he came to the Vols, they ended up starting. Was it Josh Dobbs? Yeah, Josh Dobbs. So
I think I remember Jawan Jennings. Didn't he catch that Hail Mary against Georgia?
yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes,
Okay,
sir. He did that.
that was a hell of a game. But go ahead. You was on Cade Klubnik. His name is simple, but it's hard to say it fast.
You want to say Klubnik
Hmm.
or this Klubnik? It should have been with a C. Tell the Klubnik up.
I didn't know he was that consistent. 33 touchdowns with only 5 interceptions. That's pretty good.
Yeah. He's gradually progressed. So he earned the job, took the job, and did everything he could to keep it. Um, their running game, Phil Maffa, he is not a household name at all, but he had 214 carries for 1,100 yards, 8 touchdowns.
That's a good
Uh,
season.
Klubnik, he had 485 yards rushing.
That's a good season.
People probably think he's, with him being a white quarterback, people probably think he's a pocket passer, but he'll get out there and run on you.
Yeah.
Receiving, Antonio Williams, he had 62 receptions for 1,000 yards. Um, they had another receiver, Adam Randall. He had 55 catches for 850 yards, and then the tight end had 45 receptions for 600 yards. So they spread the ball around.
They tight end has the most tight end name you will ever hear. Jake Brainingstool. That is an absolute tight end name, ladies and gentlemen.
Brining stool.
Yes.
So what are you doing with your stool, sir? I'm brining
That is a tight end name.
it. Oh man, it kind of remind me of another tight end name. What's that tight end for the Dallas Cowboys? Not Ferguson, the other one.
Schoonmaker.
Yeah,
Yeah.
weird fucking names.
It's like most tight ends, they first name start with a J. I don't know what that's about. I don't know. But it's a Jake, it's a J, it's a Josh, it's a Jason. I don't know what that is.
Well, you've already told us that you think Clemson's going to pull this one out, right?
Yeah, I think Clemson gonna take that one.
I'm going the opposite direction.
Texas.
Yep. And honestly, it depends on how they come out. If they come out clicking on all cylinders, yes, Texas. But you cannot let Clemson stay in the game. If Clemson stays in the game, you're setting yourself up for them to upset you at the end.
I think Dabo just gonna put as much pressure on Quinn as he possibly can put on him. Now if he can't get to him and he can pick him apart with them slants and them passes that he throws to the wide receivers, pretty much how they was playing in the first half against Georgia. If he can do that and he can build maybe a 10 or 13 point lead, then okay. But I just think he just gonna come out to Quinn. He gonna make him do something that he don't want to do and try to force some turnovers.
Man, look, I guarantee you, Sark is on the phone right now with Nick Saban talking about what do I need to do to get this team right.
He better be.
Hey, he needs to be.
He
He
better be.
need to be.
But at the same time, shit, Dabo may be talking to Nick too.
Hey, man. Ain't it crazy how Nick Saban has this awesome coaching tree that people have came from?
Man, it is Kirby Smart, Lane Kiffin, Sark. I mean, and they all are great in
I
great
mean,
programs and great situations.
for the last few years of his career, it's like, oh shit, I got fired. Let me go to coaching rehabilitation. Let me get a job with Alabama.
And he done it. He done it. And when he was at LSU, I forgot his Will Muschamp was under him, right? When he was
Yeah,
at LSU. Oh, I forgot the other Jimbo.
Jimbo Fisher. Yep,
Yeah.
yeah, he got a few of them out there.
Oh man, he loaded.
All right,
What's our next game, man? This the
Penn
one that I
State
like right here. Huh?
versus Penn State versus SMU.
This the one I think gonna be the game. I understand we gonna get to the Tennessee Ohio State game. I think this gonna be the one that surprised some people right here.
I mean, honestly, Penn State right now has the most favorable line to get to the finals.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
I mean, they got SMU. SMU. If they beat SMU, they got Boise State.
Mm-hmm.
If they beat Boise State, they'll most likely have Georgia. Pretty sure they're gonna have
Good.
Georgia.
I don't. Yeah, they won't have Indiana. That
So is
would
it?
really blow me if Indiana won that game.
Man, that ain't gonna happen. So it's at Beaver Stadium, Penn State. You think they're gonna do a whiteout for it?
I think they may. For those that don't watch Big Ten football, this is one of the loudest, craziest stadiums. At night, when they do those whiteout games, that shit is loud.
Actually,
And
this
it
game's
is
at
white.
noon too.
Huh?
This game's gonna be at noon Eastern.
Oh, is it at noon?
Yep.
It may not be that bad. It'll still be loud, but it won't be that bad. That's an early start. So it's at 11. It says at 12 p.m. Eastern.
Eastern, so 11 our time.
Ooh, that's early.
Yeah. Better wake up and get the Henny shots going early.
So what I do like about this, I like SMU's quarterback. I do.
What's his name? Jennings?
Is it Jennings?
Is it?
It is Jennings.
Yeah, Kevin Jennings. Yeah.
Yeah, there you go. I like their quarterback in this game. I think he's gonna do whatever he can to try to push them to this victory. I'm not picking SMU, but I wouldn't be surprised. I think a lot of people they see these SMUs and these Boise States, and they just kind of always go with the big names. But I'm telling you, this NIL money has been spread.
I'm glad you said something about the NIL money. So, remember back in the '80s, SMU got the death penalty.
Yeah, for Eric Dickerson and Craig James. Yeah,
Yeah,
the Pony Express.
yeah. So for the longest, they were dismal, couldn't get anybody there, this and that.
Good.
They've slowly worked their way back. Do you know they did not take any TV money this year?
No, I didn't know that.
I saw a timeline earlier, and I probably should have threw it in the notes so we could look at it. But they didn't take any TV money this year, so they don't have the same NIL resources that these other schools have had.
hmm
They've just been working hard.
And you root for teams like that.
You do, but I mean, I'm glad they got here, but they're about to be gone.
Yeah, yeah, they ain't gonna be here long. Now I have a question. These playoff games, just these first round or quarterfinal games, are they bowl games? Like, do they have
Yes,
names?
yes,
So what is
yeah.
the name of this bowl?
Um, why you asking me shit that I didn't even think to look at?
No, because I didn't know if they was just called playoff quarterfinal games or if they was like actual like
No,
Cotton Bowl, Rose Bowl.
they bowls.
Because I know the semifinal games are. I just didn't know if the quarterfinal games were.
No, I think they are all bowls. Let me see something real quick. So actually, no,
Yeah, I didn't
no,
see no. I
no.
didn't see
The,
nothing
the
by their name that
no
would.
the first round ones are not considered part of the big bowl games.
Okay.
The
That's
the next
all.
last year the first round was considered, but
Yeah.
I guess since they expanded, they just calling this the first round.
Yeah. Okay. I got you. And I guess because they home games as well, so I guess they
Yeah,
just kind of. I got it. I got
yeah, they go to neutral sites next time.
you. Yeah.
And
Okay.
that does kind of suck that the first round of the playoffs you don't go to a neutral site. You have the lower seed has to go to the other seed.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Another thing that's gonna be different. These games on TNT.
Yeah.
Don't look for these games on ESPN and ABC and NBC. These games is on TNT. So it's gonna be
So
really weird to watch an 11 o'clock game on TNT.
so while we talk about that part of it, if you look at the matchups, home field advantage is going to work in the favor of, I mean, Penn State. That's going to definitely work in their favor. Notre Dame, that's going to work in their favor.
Oh hell
Tennessee may or may not be able to overcome the crowd at Ohio State because they played on big stage.
yeah.
Uh, Texas is in a situation where Clemson, they don't give a damn about your home field advantage.
Do not. They got the toughest first round matchup to me.
Mm.
For the underdog, should I say. I love the Tennessee Ohio State matchup, but I just think Clemson gonna beat Texas.
So, as a little bit of history on this one. Where
I
was it?
didn't know they admit twice before. So
Yeah, this is the third meeting. They're
yeah.
1-1. 1978 and 1948. So none of us knew about that. None of us were born at that. Well, 78 we were born. Yeah, I'm telling our age now. I need to stop that shit. Uh, but anyway,
You was born in 78?
I was born in 76.
Oh, okay. I was born in 83.
You
Continue on.
see all this gray in this beard?
Oh, baby.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, I got more than you.
Hold on. Let me see. I want Ohio State to win only because the lady in talking.
The lady
Uh,
he talking to is a Buckeye fan.
hey man, look. Oh, I know I know why he's doing that. Hopefully she's not watching. But when they lose and she crying, he can console her, and you know how that works out.
Mm-hmm. He gonna have erectile dysfunction. He keep on hating. Anyway,
Uh, yeah, about that. But anyway, we won't go too deep into stats on this one. Um, Drew Aller, he will be a key cog in this game. Quarterback for Penn State. Nick Singleton, if you get that boy going, he's gonna run all over this SMU defense.
hmm
Jennings, he's a wild card. Nobody really knew much about him going into the season. He will he would definitely hurt or excel them. So his play is going to dictate how they come out.
I will give you a name to watch out for when SMU is on offense. He is number 11 for Penn State. His name is Abdul Carter. He is going to be a first round prospect. He is a defensive end for the Penn State Nittany Lions. If they cannot control him, he will look like TJ Watt in this game.
Mm.
So they better do something. I don't know if the running back gonna have to chip him. I don't know if they're gonna have to double him. You cannot let this man be over your quarterback and your running back during this game. You will not have a shot. And they are going to unleash him on you. I promise you that. He's actually projected to be a top 10 pick too. He's good. You know, Penn State always come up with great defensive players. You know, Michael Parsons, LeVar Arrington. They've
Man,
had some good ones come through there.
who was the guy that played defensive line when LeVar Arrington was drafted? He was drafted that same year. Brown was his last
Mm.
name Brown.
Buddy, you asking me to show my age. You is asking me to show my age, sir.
I mean, all that gray in your beard showing your age is right
Hey,
behind me.
that's wisdom. I'm only 41. You just told the American people you was 54 years old.
See, you throwing extra time on that. I don't like that shit. I don't like that shit at all. I'm gonna drop down on that. You know what? I'm gonna stop right there.
What's uh what's Penn State favorite in this game? What's the spread?
The spread in this one, 7.5,
You think
and the
they
over
cover?
under is 54.5. Yeah, I think they cover.
I can see this being a pretty high score. Courtney Brown.
Courtney Brown, that was it. Yep.
I think he went number 2 to the Browns, if I am mistaken.
Yep. And he went out the league too fast.
Uh, Drew Aller is going to have to use his legs in this game too. I think that Drew Aller's going to have to use his legs. I believe they're going to have to get. You like Nick Singleton? I like Katron Allen.
Okay. I think Nick Singleton's a better NFL prospect, but that's not a knock on Allen. Allen is good,
Yeah.
but have you seen how Singleton was playing late? He's running hard. He's not
Oh
stopping.
no, I'm with you. Singleton is the better back.
Yep.
It's just for this game, I think Katron Allen may have a better game. I
I mean,
could be
I
wrong.
mean, I mean, it's pick your poison.
Yeah, yeah.
They're
I
going
mean,
they're going to use both.
right. I think Kevin Jennings is going to have the game of his life for
Oh,
SMU to even have a chance to win this game. I
most
do think
definitely.
it's going to be high scoring, though. I do think that I can see 38-24, but I think Penn State going to win this game.
I mean, honestly, without looking at the notes, you wouldn't be able to name not one person on SMU's team.
I can't other than Kevin Jennings. He's the only one I know.
Yeah.
Hell, I really can't on Penn State other than Abdul Carter, Drew Aller, and Nick Singleton.
Yeah,
The
you
other
right.
three I know.
You right. And James Franklin, you know, if things ain't
Yeah,
going his
I know
way,
the
he gonna
coach.
be on the sideline crying.
Yeah, yeah.
I like to see him get mad though.
He'd be pissed.
You know,
It
I
could be
wonder what
catch game right here.
I
This is
wonder
the
real quick, I wonder where Vanderbilt would be right now if Singleton never left. Not Singleton, Franklin never left.
Probably where they are now, but 2 games better.
Valid point.
They would probably go to a bowl game every year, but
But do they beat Alabama?
they may.
Yeah, okay.
He may have recruited some people that to where they would have beat him this year. Why
Well,
not?
he was building the program. Derek
Yeah.
Mason came and fucked it up.
Mm-hmm.
Derek Mason is in Middle Tennessee State University now, fucking it up.
They didn't even go to a
Hey,
bowl game this year.
I mean, he should stay defensive coordinator. That's why I'm gonna stand on with that.
I'm gonna tell
Mason
you
is
something I got a problem with. Hold on. I got a problem with them putting Texas and Clemson on Saturday at 3 o'clock. And then they putting this Notre Dame Indiana game on 7 o'clock on Friday night prime time. I don't like that.
I don't even have an excuse for him.
I don't think I just don't I don't like that. I really don't. You got it right with the Ohio State Tennessee game being on prime time on Saturday. But I just think that the Clemson Texas game should have been on prime time on Friday. But we can discuss the game. That's just something that I needed to
No,
get that off my
that is.
chest before we got into the game.
I mean, no, they did right because Tennessee and Ohio State is prime time on Saturday night.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I don't mind that being prime time on Saturday.
Yep.
I just feel like Clemson and Texas should have been prime time on Friday. And I don't think you should have a college playoff game on at 11 o'clock in the damn day. They both, if you're gonna do Friday and Saturday, you could have did one on Friday at 3 and one on Friday at 7,
I
and then
mean,
one on Saturday at 3 and one on Saturday at 7.
okay, the Saturday games you got to think the 11 o'clock game when it go off, the 3 o'clock game coming on. When the 3 o'clock game go off, the 7 o'clock game going off. You might get 30 minutes to an hour break depending on how fast the game goes.
There's only
You,
two
you
games on Saturday, right?
no 3 games on Saturday.
Is it 3?
Yeah, SMU Penn State at 11, then Clemson Texas at 3, Tennessee and Ohio State at 7.
So it's only one game on Friday.
One playoff game on Friday.
Okay. All right.
2:30 you got Tulane in Florida, and then 11 o'clock
Then
you
you got
got Ohio
ain't nobody
Jacksonville
caring
State.
about that. Ain't nobody caring about that. Ain't nobody caring about that.
Hey man, you just cut me off and shit. Just like, nah, fuck
And
that.
look, that's why I say that you should expand the college football playoff to 32 teams to make these bowl games watchable.
Yeah,
Do you know when the actual bowl season starts? Do you know when the first college bowl game is? Without looking, do you know?
yeah. Next week.
Next week, right?
Next week.
It starts Saturday.
Okay,
Do you know what bowl game is on this Saturday?
I do now.
You do not. And it's two bowl games this weekend.
And
One is the Celebration Bowl, which is the pretty much the HBCU championship, which I don't have no problem with. But you know, ain't nobody gonna watch it.
POC.
Now I'm gonna watch it. I am gonna tune in, and no, I'm not gonna tune in just because it's a HBCU. And I'm not gonna tune in, just watch halftime and not watch it. I'm actually watching. I'm
Oh,
actually tuned in, and I will watch it.
you might want to watch that South Alabama game.
That's the second one, right?
That's the second one.
Yeah, that's gonna
Uh,
be a good one too.
Gio Lopez, their freshman quarterback, he actually entered the transfer portal, and they talked him into coming back. He's a pretty good quarterback prospect.
Yeah.
He could have went to a Power 5 school after this year and probably got a starting job, but they
Mhm.
somehow got him to come back. So him
Yeah.
versus Western Michigan will be a good matchup. But we'll get back to what we were talking about.
Go ahead. There's Notre Dame in Indiana. I don't have. I could see Notre Dame just completely blowing them out the water. I would be shocked to my core if Indiana wins this game.
So the word you were looking for is mollywop.
Yeah, I really think that. Let's see. You got the spread for this game
The spread on this one is 7.5.
because this is on. It says this one is on Friday
It
at
is
7 o'clock.
7.5 points. Is the spread. Of course, Notre Dame's favorite. Over under is 50.5 points. I don't know. I don't know if it'll reach that 50.5 points, but they're gonna cover the spread.
I think it's gonna reach it because Notre Dame gonna get about 40 of it. I just,
Oh,
if you've watched Indiana, they played one tough game and they played Ohio State, and they just couldn't do nothing with Ohio State. Now, if you look at all the rest of their games, they lost one game. They number 10 in the nation. They 11-1. They really didn't play nobody. They ran through everybody, even my team, Nebraska. I mean, steamrolled everybody. The last game that you seen them play, they played Purdue. Purdue is awful. They beat them 66-0. The one time that they could have put on display how good they were, Ohio State dominated them. Like it was never close. Ohio State ran the ball, and if you remember, late in the game, they scored that extra touchdown. And some people had some stuff to say about it, but hey, it
don't
is
say
what it is. You could have
people
stopped.
too people too sensitive. They wouldn't have
Yeah.
survived. They would not have survived in the Steve Spur area era.
No, when Florida and Nebraska and they was destroying people.
Run it up. Abraham, to answer your question, can we do a show while we watch the playoff game, or is that a no go? So here's the situation with that. With all the streaming services nowadays, whether it's legal or illegal, paid cable or unpaid or unpaid cable, uh, there's a timing difference. So we don't want to ruin what happens. I ain't gonna say no names, but I have been somewhere or I have been watching myself and people that I'm talking to on the phone or on the mic or whatever, they'll be like, "Oh, they just scored." Motherfucker, shut up. I ain't seen that part yet.
Just for the record, if anybody's, I have YouTube TV. I pay for it every month. That's all I'm gonna say.
I don't know what cable service I got.
What you got for this game? I don't have nothing, man. I really don't.
Man, you got Riley Leonard who came from Duke. He's
Yeah.
he's a decent quarterback. He'll probably have a game. He's played consistent. Um, their running back, Jeremiah Love, uh, he's injured right now.
Mhm.
But if he's healthy, I would watch out for him. Um, Curtis Rourke, he's a starting quarterback for Indiana. He's actually played pretty good this year, and I expected at the beginning of the year for Taven Jackson to be the starting quarterback, which he was a highly rated 4-star quarterback who eventually uh, signed with Tennessee, and then he transferred.
Yeah.
Now, I don't remember the coach's name. I can never remember his name, but Indiana's coach, I like him a lot.
Kurt Signetti.
Thank you. Uh, Everywhere he goes, all he does is win. He takes chances on himself.
That is true. I will give him that, but he ain't winning this game.
No, no, not happening.
Maybe he need to go to Florida State.
Don't put that on him. Don't
Uh,
nobody need to go to Florida State.
he can turn it around. So
Uh,
what is your prediction for this game?
my prediction:
Mm,
I definitely take Notre Dame in the spread. They're gonna cover that 7.5.
I'm gonna say you may be right about the 50, but I say this at least 31-17 Notre Dame. At least 31-17.
It's gonna depend on defense. Um, with Marcus Freeman being a defensive-minded coach, he needs to put extra emphasis on the defense during this preparation.
Yeah, Notre Dame defense is pretty tough.
Yeah,
You're right. Yeah, they are. I just think they're gonna play grown man football against Indiana.
need to.
That's just what I think they're gonna do.
And another thing to watch out for, since we're talking about Notre Dame, is Marcus Freeman is rumored to be a candidate for the Chicago Bears job.
I ain't know that.
I can't remember who it was, but it's somebody that was part of the Big Ten who has a good
Mhm.
relationship with Marcus Freeman, works in the front office of Chicago now.
That'll be interesting.
On the words of Mike Tomlin, they're going to play bully ball. Yeah, they are. And if they get a couple of turnovers, this game will be a snooze fest by halftime.
Yeah, the fact that Jeremiah Love averages 7 yards a carry is insane.
It is.
That is damn near a first down every carry.
Yep. And
He
he
is
had
going
15
to have a
TDs.
huh?
He had 15 touchdowns too.
Yeah, he's going to have a game. Come on, man, you excited about this one? This is your main event right here.
You say I'm excited.
Well, let me
I'm
ask you this: do you have a problem? Do you feel like this game should have been in Knoxville because Ohio State lost to Michigan and they didn't get to play in the championship game? Do you think they should have been ranked higher than Ohio State?
not necessarily. I
Okay.
mean, Ohio State has played good competition this year. Tennessee has played good competition. We lost to Arkansas. I mean, Arkansas, Michigan, who's better? Good question, right?
I don't know.
Good question, right? I mean,
That's a good one. That's a good question.
shit. I mean, it's
I
a
guess you
toss.
can give Ohio State the nod because two teams in the playoff Ohio State beat.
Yeah, it's a toss up, really.
Yeah.
But my problem with this matchup is there are lesser teams in this playoff that Ohio State and Tennessee should have been matched up with.
Hmm.
Like you said at the beginning of the show, there's a problem with the seeding.
Absolutely.
They've got to figure it out. Are you telling me that Boise State is a better team than Tennessee or Ohio State?
Boise State and Arizona State should not have bias.
At all.
The other two, if that's what you want to do, that's fine. But I feel like Boise State and Arizona State should not have a bye.
You're going to have to add four more teams, and you're going to have to seed people by their national rank. And the
Hmm.
national rank is going to have to go off the AP press and the coaches poll.
Or, like I always say, you can incorporate the BCS because it puts more emphasis on strength of schedule and deficit of victory. You can incorporate all that if
They,
you need
they,
to.
they've got to come up with a better formula to get the right teams in the right place.
Yeah. Just winning your conference. I don't even know if Arizona State is the best team in the Big 12. They just so happen to go to the conference championship game.
Yeah. I honestly think this is going to be the best game of the first round.
Yeah,
I think it's going to be better than the Clemson Texas game,
I do
and
too.
it's all going to depend on if Tennessee can get their offense rolling. The defense is going to be fine, and honestly, I think Ohio State's defense is a little bit better than Tennessee's, but it's going to depend on Nico and Dylan.
Hey, this could be one of them 17-10 type games.
Yeah, and
It-
Tennessee has had a lot of those games.
Yeah, I can see this being one of them tough, hard nosed, people bleeding and throwing up on the field. I can see it. I can
Al-
see,
Almost boring.
yeah. But Will Howard and Nico cannot make turnovers in this game.
Nope.
And Nico, if you get any chance to throw the deep ball, you can't miss it. Only thing I think that I will give Ohio State the edge. I do like Tennessee wide receivers. I think Ohio State wide receivers are just a little bit better.
Well, Tennessee's wide receivers are going to have to be healthy in this game. And of
Because I
course,
know Square White was a little banged up last time I watched him. I don't know if he still is.
I think he still is. Brew McCoy, I think he's been a little banged up. Deontay Thornton, he should be good to go. We've had a few receivers that have hit the portal, so
Hmm.
there goes some of the depth. But Ohio State, they they receivers. I mean, LSU claims to be wide receiver U, but Ohio State is right there.
I posed this question a while back. Who has had the better stable of receivers? It was LSU, it was Alabama, and it was Ohio State.
And it's a toss up, honestly.
It's a toss up because LSU right now. If you look in the NFL, LSU got 3 or 4 wide receivers in top 10 and all. Jamar Chase, Justin Jefferson, Malik Neighbors, Brian Thomas. Right now, hey, I mean, then you got Alabama, Jerry Judy, Devontae Smith, Jalen Waddle, Amari Cooper. I mean, Ohio State, they got Marvin Harrison Jr. They got Jackson Smith and Jigba. I mean, all 3 of them. It just depends on the day.
So
So you like Tennessee to win this game?
I'm nervous. I'm honestly nervous. I don't know which way to go with this game. I honestly think Ohio State can beat us.
What's the over under on the game? Points.
Um,
Got to be in the
fif-
40s.
over under 55 and a half.
Really?
Yep,
They think this is going to be a high scoring game.
they do. But I mean, both secondaries are good.
I thought you would say like 45. I was going to say I could see 24-21, something like that.
Man, if the quarterbacks protect the ball, not make many turnovers, uh,
Hmm.
get into the tight spots, it's going to be a good game because both teams have pretty good receiving cores.
Yeah.
Um, Secondaries, you got Caleb Downs anchoring the secondary for Ohio State. You got what's his name? The white boy, Will Brooks. Nobody expected the walk on to play as good as he played this year. He is starting, and he was a walk on
They both got
for
good running
SC.
games, too.
Dylan Sampson, Quinshawn Judkins. Judkins didn't make the impact that I expected him to make when he
He's going
transferred
back
from
in
Ole
the
Miss.
portal, right? Didn't I see
Uh,
him? I think he transferring again.
I didn't see his name.
I thought I may have been tripping because I know they got Henderson. I thought Judkins. I thought I may have seen that. I ain't sure. Don't quote me.
You've been smoking the tweeds.
Nah, I thought I seen that he was re-entering the transfer portal. But I did. What I seen was I was on Google Chrome and it said Ohio running back testing portal. I didn't
Oh
see.
no, it wasn't him.
It could have been some clickbait.
It couldn't have been him. Nah, he's not in the portal.
Okay, could have been some clickbait. It was late at night.
Nah, I want to know who the fuck you was seeing. Oh no, nah, I really want to know now.
No, if I find it again, I'll send you the link. The first thing I do is look at it and see who they talking about. I just seen the headline and kept on scrolling.
We're gonna find out while we're on the show.
But if I see it, I will. If you press me right now, I would take Ohio State, like I said, 24-21. Um, that's not a knock on Tennessee. Tennessee got a hell of a defense. Will Howard is prone to make mistakes. Uh, I tell you, if I'm Josh Heupel, what I'm going to do, I am going to watch the Michigan Ohio State game, and I am going to see how Michigan played them.
You have to.
That's what that is exactly what I'm going to do, and I am going to follow that blueprint, and I'm going to keep them under 20 points if I can do that.
And you are gonna have to keep the you're gonna have to keep tempo up.
Hmm.
You're gonna have to wear them out.
Yeah, you're gonna have to run that no huddle that you always run.
So there is no running back that is leaving Ohio State, but Devin Brown, the quarterback, is leaving.
Okay, maybe it was QB. Maybe it was QB.
Don't get up out of there. You know you ain't gonna start no way.
So who do you have out of all four of those games? You got Clemson, Penn State, Notre Dame, and you on the fence about Texas and Ohio State.
I'm on the fence about Texas, Ohio State. I'm taking Texas over Clemson. I think that's gonna be a close game though. Notre Dame, I think Notre Dame's gonna cover the spread. Penn State gonna cover the spread.
I'm taking Ohio State, Clemson, Penn State, Notre Dame.
Vols fans, do not fault me for saying I'm scared about this game. And this
They
all
are.
goes back to every game that I talk shit, thinking we gonna do this or we gonna do that. We didn't do none of it.
Man, listen, it's 8 teams playing this weekend. 7 of them should be scared. The only team that shouldn't be scared. And like I said, at the end of the day, once you get on that field, you never know what's gonna happen. I just don't think Notre Dame got nothing to worry about with Indiana.
That's why they
And I'm
playing the
just going
games.
off completely what I've seen this year, strength of schedule when they played Ohio State. Other than that, if Indiana can pull this off, kudos to them. I'll be the first to come on the next episode say I was dead ass wrong. But all
No.
those other 3 games, I just don't. You have to be nervous. There's going to be nerves because from here on out, if you lose, it's over with. These games actually matter, so you're gonna have to bring it. There's no slippage that can be had.
Abraham said
You
it's
gotta
gonna be
bring
an
it.
upset.
Yeah, my upset. I'm taking Clemson. That's my upset.
Abraham, if there is an upset between one of those two games, Mike is gonna send you a pushing the lines tumbler.
Yeah, I got one. Now, I will say this before we started the show. I was almost gonna pick SMU over Penn State. Almost. But I was looking at the notes and I looked up and I was just, SMU only got 2 losses. They lost to BYU and they lost to Clemson. And they 2 losses, they only lost both games by 3.
And BYU could have been in the playoffs.
BYU could have easily been in the playoffs. So if I'm picking Clemson to beat Texas and SMU only lost to Clemson by 3 in the ACC championship, it, if it was on a neutral field, I may pick SMU. I just think because they going into to
Beaver
Penn
Stadium.
State, I just think that Penn State gonna win that game.
What they call Beaver Stadium is it Death Valley?
Happy Valley, I think.
Happy.
It's a Happy Valley and a Death Valley.
Yeah,
I think Happy Valley is Penn State because I think Death Valley is Clemson. Am I mistaken? And why is Penn State Stadium called Beaver Stadium?
That's a good question.
I'm trying to figure that out. Happy Valley is, yeah, Penn State.
Penn State is Happy Valley. Okay.
It's called Happy Valley because of the positive state of mind of the residents, coupled with the scenic mountains and the awe it inspires in those to visit. Because that's stupid, I think I'm gonna take SMU.
He said, "Cause they're stupid." Boys, you need something.
Oh man.
I was trying to see where I was called Beaver Stadium, but
Oh, because of James A. Beaver. I did know
okay,
that, Abe.
okay.
I did know that, but yeah, Abe got that one. So who you got winning it all? I'm gonna take Georgia.
Man, it's hard to pick until the first round is over. But I think Georgia has a better chance than anybody.
Georgia been through the gauntlet all season.
If Texas can get past Clemson, they have a good chance. Because I don't think Georgia beats them a third time.
I don't know if Texas can beat Oregon.
I think Texas can beat Oregon.
Now,
I think any of the SEC teams in there can beat Oregon.
if
But Tennessee
Ohio
has to
State
get
can
past Ohio State.
if Ohio State can beat Tennessee, get that rematch with Oregon, and they can beat Oregon, I can make a case for Ohio State. If Ohio State loses to Tennessee, is Ryan Day coaching Ohio State next season?
Abraham, you have a good point. Clemson's been there. Well, I can't say that this Clemson team has been there, but Dabo has had teams in position to win it all several times, and he has a good opportunity here to get them boys prepared to get them in there.
Yeah, I told you Sam Acho, whatever I was watching earlier. He picked Clemson. I picked Clemson to beat Texas. And if they beat Texas and they play Arizona State, I'm picking Clemson again. It's just that game before they get to the championship game that I think Clemson is going to lose.
Yeah, and we definitely gonna have to do another show once this first round of games is over because I do want to talk about the other matchups once they're lined up.
Oh, yeah, for sure. We're going to do that. Because those are neutral field games. It's no home field advantage. Those are actual bowl games. So, yeah, we're
Real
going to
bowl
do
games.
that. Mm-hmm.
Anything else you want to cover while we on here?
Nah, man. I'm ready for next Saturday.
Hey, you know what? We right there at the hour, so we did our timing good.
Yeah, I'm ready for next Saturday, man. I really am. I'm excited about this playoff. I think it's gonna be for real game changing. You got the Celebration Bowl, like I said, this weekend in Atlanta. You got Jackson State versus South Carolina State, and you got the Salute to Veterans Bowl, which is South Alabama versus Western Michigan. And then the rest of the bowls start on Tuesday. You got they got to change the name of these bowl games. The
Hey
Scooters
man,
Coffee Frisco Bowl.
a lot of them are just fucking stupid,
It,
and I'm
it,
gonna say it. They
which,
fucking stupid.
if you get outside the name, Memphis versus West Virginia could be a good bowl game.
Real quick, Rams 49ers tomorrow night. Who you got?
I'm taking 49ers. I mean, I'm taking the Rams. The 49ers, man, Garendo got hurt. I don't even think he's playing.
Uh,
Mason's on IR.
Depot better get ready to play some damn running back.
Debo just came out with some comments that he deleted on Twitter. Now he got to go back it up.
Yeah, and he said you read what you read. So yeah, he's got to go
Mhm.
back it up. But statistical wise, he right about at the same spot that he was last year. But he's been dropping passes this year. He leads the teams in drop passes.
I don't think he's a 49er next season.
He's not, unless he starts to play running back.
Yeah.
So we'll see. Um, I don't know. It's up in the air on that. What's the spread on that? The spread on that is 3 San Francisco. I
Mhm.
think San Francisco wins the game, but I don't know if they cover the spread. It's gonna be a close one.
Yeah. The Rams are a team when healthy You do
Watch
not
out
want
for
to
it.
see.
Watch out.
You do not want to see the rain.
And last show we said something about the first round playoffs in fantasy. It's actually this week.
Yeah,
Is the first round of playoffs. I did.
man.
I got to bring it up one more time. Do you know what I'm bringing up?
What?
I finished first in my fantasy league. I figured you would have picked up on it when I asked the question, but yeah, I finished first. Um, so
I'm in 8 fantasy football leagues, and I made the playoffs in 6. I'm happy about that.
hey, kudos to you because I can barely do it in one.
I made 6 of them. Should have made 7, but one of my teams, they was decimated by injuries, and the other team, I just kept catching people on their best day.
I keep making a joke. I finished first in the regular season, so you know what that means. I'm gonna lose in the
Gonna
first
lose
round of
this,
playoffs.
yeah, it happened.
I mean, looking at my matchup, I do have a good team to be able to win the first round, but
Hmm.
something tells me that anything is possible. Somebody get hurt, somebody don't want to play. They pull somebody early because they have playoff contention. So you know, if you got your crutches, I like to call them crutches, backups, whatever you want to call them. If you
Hmm.
got them, it might be a pretty good time to try to start some of them.
Yeah, pay attention to the injury report. Pay attention to the teams that still got something to play for, because a lot of teams they not gonna say they tanking, but they gonna start tanking.
Oh, they will.
You got the Raiders and the Giants fighting for the number one pick right now.
Speaking of, did you see where what was his name? Drew Lock.
Hmm.
He was running and could have ran for the first down, but he cut to the right. You
Yes,
saw that, right?
and you see they starting Tommy DeVito on Sunday.
Mm-hmm.
Mm.
The tank is in.
Yeah, it's in.
They trying to
Just
get
like the
Shador.
hack is in, the tank is in.
They trying to get Shador.
Yeah, that's all. And it's cool if that's what you're doing. It's cool. Shador and Malik, that's a nice little duo.
It is a really good duo. Other than that, folks, we appreciate y'all. Thank y'all for coming to hang out. We will be back Sunday morning as usual, 10 o'clock. Give you your NFL previews. Bet should be going out sometime. My bets will be going out sometime tomorrow, probably around noon, between noon and 3 for
Hmm.
that Thursday night football game. But other than that, we'll see y'all Sunday, and we out.
Hey, good guys. Put on bars. Be ready, ready. Hey, hey. And no talk, no princess, and gang. Got your bankroll rising like the early morning sun. From parlays to straight plays, we stun, twisted stats, breaking news, all for the game. In this world of vibes.